Okay, so it's been coming up on 3 weeks since my last video and the first video in this series. That delay isn't due to a failure of motivation. Rather, just the way events were lined up meant that I didn't really have much to talk about. But a few things have happened and I figured now's as good a time as any for an update. Hi, I'm Pete McConville, an unprofessional triathlete. This video, this channel is a record of my journey from cardiac ward to Ironman finish line. If that sounds interesting to you, like, subscribe, do all those YouTube things, and join me on the trip. Okay, so when I left you from the last video, I was actually in a hospital room. I had just had the first in a staged series of stent procedures. The first round involved 3 stents and an angioplasty in another artery to deal with a 95% blockage in my left anterior descending artery. After that, I had to wait a couple of weeks. That went by. And then I went back for the second in the series and hopefully the final series, where I got another 2 stents and another couple of angioplasty procedures in my right coronary artery, again dealing with a 95% blockage. I think all the procedures are done now. That last one was about a week ago. And I'm at a stage now where I can move on and start preparing. Last week, the first week after my last procedure, was really one of rest. I didn't really get up to much at all. I was only really allowed to take the dog for a walk, so I made sure I did that every single day. But ultimately, last week was nothing but a week of walking the dog. 2 days ago, I started easing into exercise, and I think I'm keen to say it's exercise, not training. What I'm doing at the moment is really low intensity. I'm managing the load really, really carefully, just exploring the edges of my new heart, feeling out for any unexpected twinges, any pain, that sort of thing, to report back to the cardiologist. What I'm doing at the moment right now is really just about getting moving again, burning some calories, keep the weight loss moving, but not really trying to, improve my VO2 max, get my FTP up. None of that's happening right now. As a result, it's almost all zone 1 stuff, a little bit of zone 2 work on the bike. I'm doing a very light dumbbell strength workout at the moment and the occasional very gentle swim and a beach just around the corner from me. But again, all of that is really just about getting moving, getting things rolling over and sort of preparing for some training in a few weeks. The plan is this will keep going for around about 4 weeks, slowly building up, moving from zone 1 to 2 to 3, slowly moving the weights up as well. Ultimately, I've got a meeting with the cardiologist in late January, hoping he gives me the thumbs up and is happy with everything. And then I can sort of transition from this general low intensity kind of exercise and start thinking about training. So that's really about it. I realize there's not a lot to report. I can't take any measures. I can't do the kinds of tests that would give you give me max heart rate, VO2 max, FTP. I can't do any of that right now. So I don't know even where I stand, and I don't know what I'm trying to get to when I eventually get around to competing towards the end of the year. So this is very much a voyage of discovery. I'm going to keep doing some updates over the next couple of weeks. That'll mostly be about the progress of this general exercise. Might talk a little bit about diet and what I'm doing there, because that isn't hanging out for my cardiologist to respond. If that's interesting, keep coming back and watching the videos. Other than that, really, we're going to start talking seriously about training end of January, early February.